Hey everybody, welcome back to Ready Steady Play. I'm here with Chris and with Ben.
Okay.
This is actually, we've formed a heist team now. We're called Ready Steady Steal, and we're going to steal shit before anybody notices. I'm the leader of the team, the mastermind, the rook. Who are you?
Are we explaining characters now? I'm the acrobat.
Well, this is more like fluff.
Okay.
Yeah, we tried to assign the roles sort of thematically, so obviously I'm the good-looking, intelligent one.
Yeah, obviously
Chris is
I'm the athletic one
gymnast.
because I have the most suppleness of the three of us.
And I'm like the fortune teller.
Because
You're like the...
because he has a bandana.
You're like the...
That
raven.
makes sense.
Is that called,
I'm the
is that a
gypsy.
bandana? Would you call that a bandana? What is that you have on your head?
Headband.
Headband. Sorry, I thought it was a bandana. Yeah, and we all have special abilities, but we'll get to that later. Right?
Yeah. So how do we play Chris?
Chris, you know how to play. Why don't you tell us?
I mean, I also know how to play, but I think you know how to play more.
I think I've played this game more than you have.
As the mastermind, I've literally delegated
You
how to play
delegated.
to you. 'Cause I have no idea how to
Fine.
play.
Okay, cool. So in Burgle Brothers, we are basically trying to steal all the loot and then escape. This is a 3-floored bank. There is a safe on every floor. Basically, each of these 4x4 grids represent one floor. We've got the ground floor, the first floor, and the second floor. There is one safe randomly shuffled into all these tiles. These tiles have other stuff, more fun stuff on the reverse. These are the backs of all the tiles. We need to find each safe, crack each safe, and then get out. Every single floor also has a staircase shuffled in. The staircase will basically takes you up one. So from here, it'll take you up to... If the staircase was here in the bottom right corner, that would bring you up to the corresponding space in the second floor. And let's just say we continue the trend. That was also staircase, and continue the trend. It would take you up to here, and then if the staircase was here yet again in the third floor, that having cracked all the safes and gotten 3 loots, escaping via this space would be
to go to the helicopter.
basically helipad. Yeah.
So what you're telling me is we can't escape without all the loot.
Correct.
Yeah.
And nobody can leave the board.
Well,
I
I
don't
wouldn't
think you
want
was
us
even
to
allowed to leave
either.
the board. No, exactly. What kind of rook would
It's
you
all or
be?
nothing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So it's a very easy game. You just kind of run around, take the loot, and go. Done. Except
guess-
no, there are guards on every
Okay.
floor.
I guess the easiest way to visualize it is just imagine these are all like sandwiched on top
Yeah.
of each other.
Yes,
And
exactly.
they like, it makes sense that, because there are things like the atrium that work, say the tile directly above this tile will mean the corresponding tile.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it will matter. Sometimes tiles will respond. There's also explosives you can get, which can blow holes. These are walls, which obviously prevent you from moving through them. There's the explosives you can get, which can blow holes in walls, and you can also blow holes in the roof and ceilings as well. Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, it's pretty clear. This is above that, which is above that.
Cool.
Guards. Use a grid system of A, B, C, D, and 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah, so the guards are what make this difficult. Every floor has a guard. Basically, after every single player turn, the guard on the floor that the player ends their turn on will move. So it's kind of like I heard it described as kind of like in an action film where nothing happens if the camera's not on you, sort of thing. So funny enough, if you faffed around here doing some stuff here, but ends your turn on the second floor, it's actually the second floor guard who will move. So you can use that to your advantage. In fact, you need to. So
I feel like you probably should have been the mastermind.
Everything.
But no, I'm in charge.
You're the rook. We all know that, right?
Even though you're the man with the plan, I suspect. Having played this before.
Ben's played before too, and Ben's not terrible at games, despite what playing with him might suggest.
Oh.
I'm so mean.
Yeah.
Do you remember Conan?
No, that feels so long ago.
Right, okay. So, yes, the guards are what is going to make that difficult. On our turn, we have 4 actions. I don't even mention it's a fully cooperative game. I don't even mention
By
it's
the way.
very, very important.
We're not against each
So on
other.
our turn, we have 4 actions, and there are actually only, I think, 4 or 5 things you can do. First thing you can do, so let's just say, Mike was there. Obviously, if he's here, this would actually be flipped face up. But because we don't want to have to reset the board, I'm not going to do that. Because we'll explain individual tiles. Every tile pretty much has its own individual special rule characteristic. most common type is a type that will raise an alarm if you don't adhere to its special rules or restrictions.
And it's all written on the tiles.
It's all written on tiles. We'll go through them as we come across them. But basically, the main types, I suppose, are the safe, which I talked about, the stairs talked about, alarm rooms, which I just talked about. There's a few special doors which are hard to get in and out of, and then there are computer hack rooms which you can hack to give yourself hack tokens to mitigate alarms.
Yeah,
that's basically. And then there's some that change where you can that allow you to see into them.
Group of thieves who are trying to avoid alarms.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
Okay, I need to revise my plan.
So the first action is you can peek. If you peek, you choose an adjacent tile. Obviously, if you were here, that you cannot peek to here or here because there are walls in the way. You would peek an adjacent tile. So you simply flip it over face up. The benefit of that is that you basically know what you're running into. So, for example, if you had loot and or tools, then a metal detector alarm room will go off if you walk into it. So if you choose to move blindly, move is the second action. You can move into a space that's already been revealed, or you could just move blindly into a space and flip at the same time. It's much quicker, which obviously is important because this is a race against time, obviously, with the guards trying to catch us.
It's risky.
It was risky because it may. I mean, there's one that's a walkway, for example, which says if you move blindly into it, you fall down the walkway to the floor below you.
Yeah.
Obviously, they do nothing on the ground floor, obviously. But basically, it's quicker to move blindly in spaces, but it's a lot safer to peek at them first. I'm going to pretend you didn't drop that pencil. I'm being professional.
I was revising my plan.
So that's moving, and that's peeking. Next thing you do is hacking people, which I mentioned. If you're in a computer room, you simply spend an action. Let's just say this was a computer room. Just spend an action to place a hack token on it. It can be spent at a later date. There is one computer room to correspond to each type of alarm room.
But they could be on any floor, affecting alarms on any other floor.
Yes, and all alarms. I think all alarm, all types of alarms can be avoided with planning, with the exception of just with changing what you're doing. With the exception of the fingerprint one, which because obviously we haven't got the guards' fingerprints, we have to. We're not cutting them off.
We can't knock them out and take their fingers?
No. The only way to go into or through a fingerprint room without setting off an alarm is to have found the fingerprint computer room and have hacked this.
But we'll explain it again when we get to it.
Sometimes, exactly. But sometimes you might want to go through things anyway. I mean, you can. Alarms don't end the game or anything. I mean,
how do you end the game?
The game either by getting all the loot and getting out, or the way you can lose is if a guard moves into the space with you, or if you move into the space with a guard, which you might want to do, you lose one of your stealth tokens. We have 3 stealth tokens. I'll show this to the camera there, Ben. We've got 3 stealth tokens. You can lose all 3 of them if you are then caught the 4th time. So if you're caught when you have none of them, that person is captured, and if any of you are captured, everyone loses the game.
So we co-op.
All in it together.
It's everything. Those are 2 ways to lose. So we've had the next 2 actions are all to safes. So
should we wait for the safe to come out, because that will be a very specific sort of.
I guess so. I mean, one of the actions is you need to roll dice to write the dice to hit. That's the only thing you roll dice for. Pretty much. For 2 actions, you can add a die to the safe. And then for 1 action, you can roll all dice that haven't already been placed in the safe. So if I could spend my entire turn placing 2 dice, then Mike could spend his entire turn rolling those 2 dice 4 times. You basically need to hit the numbers that are displayed in the rows and the columns of the safe that the safe is in. So if the safe was here, we would need to reveal all of these tiles as well to be able to crack the safe. But apart from revealing all the tiles in the row and column of the safe, and of course the stairs to get to the next floor, there's no need to actually explore an entire place fully, entire floor fully, unless, for example,
although we might miss important rooms like the hacker rooms.
Like the hack rooms, exactly. So you do want to explore fully, but at the same time you want to kind of keep moving up. Yeah. Alarms are the kind of one, probably the last thing that needs to be explained. Which I suppose actually no, I haven't explained exactly fully how the guards move according to an AI. So just flip the first card there. We can reshuffle that. Let's just say he was starting. Where is he starting there?
B2. So that would, if you
let's say he's starting here. But
So
he's travelling to B2. So we will place this die, which shows a 2. Depicts a 2 on B2. That's 2 is his base movement. The ground floor guard has a base movement of 2. So first floor is 3, and second floor is base movement of 4. He would move in the most direct route possible to that space on his turns, and if there were 2 conflicting direct routes, he would go most clockwise. So yes, first time would be to go 1, 2. And then let's just say the
next time the way the game can surprise you is because he has 2 movement points and it's only 1 to get to where his destination is. He'll move 1, and we rip a new card out, which changes his destination to here, and he immediately continues. So if we're following behind him, he might just turn around and walk back on us.
Exactly,
just something to look out for.
And whenever we go all the way through that deck, we reshuffle. His base movement will increase by 1. And also, when a safe is cracked, the base movement of the guard on that floor and all floors below also increase by 1. So alarms. When an alarm goes off, we will add let's just say an alarm was set up in this room, and let's say his destination was to go here. This would immediately, when the moment this alarm goes off, that alarm token is placed there, and his destinations are immediately scrapped and changed to there. And at the beginning of the guard's turn, you establish how much he's going to move. He's going to move his base movement always, plus the number of alarm tokens on the board at the time when he was at the beginning of his turn. So he would go 1, 2, switch off the alarm. His movement is now back down to 2, but because his move is established at the beginning of the guard's turn, he would make his third move. So he'd reveal this new card, which is B2, and he'd move 1 space back.
If he was heading over here and we didn't want him to go there, we could actually trigger an alarm over here to redirect him.
Correct. We can deliberately trigger alarms. It is a perfectly valid strategy.
Risky.
It's risky. It can be very risky because every time if the alarm was triggered here and then an alarm was triggered here, so this was his destination. We trigger an alarm here. This changed to here, but then before your turn's over, you trigger another alarm here. This will change again. He will go to the most recent alarm, but then he will go to the. He will switch both of them off, basically.
He'll change his destination.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about if there's 3 alarms?
He'll go to the closest one.
I think he goes to the closest one. I think I'll clarify that and we'll mention it before we start playing tomorrow. But there's lots of alarms, lots and lots of alarms. It may be closest or it may be in order. We'll clarify that. We'll mention it tomorrow before we start cracking into the game itself. The final thing is, because there's only 3 players instead of 4, we have 3 cards from each deck, and every time we go through it, we randomly remove, so we won't have perfect knowledge.
That's cool.
Depending on how many players you have in the game, you remove certain cards from the guard's deck. There are also cards called Lost Visual in there, which basically means we lose sight of where he is. We no longer know where he is in the building, and he will then randomly reappear. We'll leave that. That's really horrible. We'll leave that for a nasty surprise for when it happens.
And finally, there's the event cards.
Fine. Yes, if you've got 4 actions, if you only take 1 or 2 actions, so fewer than 3, you must draw an event card. These can be good. They can be bad. There are some cards which just do a thing, which depending on the circumstances can be good or bad as well. But if you cannot do 3 actions at least, you must draw an event card. When you crack a safe, you will get a tool, which is something that will help you. You also get a loot, which obviously we need to have to win the game. But they also hinder you. There is, for example, a Chihuahua who just barks and can potentially cry. You roll a die, I think, and on a 1, I think you create something harming your token. There's a cat who tries to run away from you. There's a there's something pretty simple. The one that's like a bust, which prevents you from using equipment or something. But yeah, it hinders you. But obviously, you have to have it. You can. I'm pretty sure you can pass them to people in the same space as you for free.
Cool.
And the last thing actually is our special abilities.
But we can. Well, like,
do I explain
them as we use them?
Well, why don't we mention them real quick?
Well, it's pretty quick. Mine's on the acrobat. I can basically move into the tile where the guard is as a free action, and I acrobat cling onto the ceiling and stuff so he doesn't see me. So if the guard was here, I could basically just kind of for free action go in there, and I can go 1, 2, 3, whatever.
He jumps over guards.
So it's a free action. He can move into the space of the guard
without triggering.
Yes, exactly. But then if I stayed there and then the guard's turn began, he would then see me.
Yeah.
So I have to move in and then get out again. Get a dodge.
So my special ability is once per turn, I can spend an action to move one of the other players 1 space. and that space ignores movement restrictions. So there's some rooms, for example, the deadbolt room, that require 2 movement to move
3
through.
actually.
3.
Yeah.
So 3 for the deadbolt room because it's got these big heavy doors that you need to open. You can move through it for free if someone's in it, but I can also move you through it for free from anywhere using my special ability.
He's the mastermind.
Cool.
And Ben.
I have a pet crow that I can send
So
carring 2 spaces away, and if there is a crow in the same place as a guard, if the guard enters the place with the crow, it loses 1 movement. So it's the crow essentially slows down the guard.
2 essentially, you have to go in there, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Well, it's a raven, not a crow. But
Yeah. Well, she's called the Raven.
Basically,
and she
they
has
were
a
like,
falcon.
Rook, we heard about your new job. What do you need? I was like, they're like, do you need a getaway driver and a safecracker? I was like, no, man. What I need, like an acrobat crow girl.
I'm a falconer.
Was that Bruce Lee's daughter? Yeah.
I need an orthologist. Orthologist?
Oh my god, why can't we
forgot
say
to look
we
that
didn't look it up? Yeah. Oh,
I
no.
keep getting that wrong. Orthonological.
If you're an orthologist and you enjoy our videos, please comment below and let us know.
What your job's actually called.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
Help us.
We can't Google.
What's a dictionary?
We're not educated.
How to Google?
I always say if people don't know what a source is, they should start with a dictionary and work their way up. That's a good joke if you're educated.
I mean, yeah, I get it, right? Because dictionary comes before source.
Let's just start playing the game.
So I missed the joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's play the game!
Great.
Cool.
So we're going to play the game tomorrow. I hope this helped enlighten you about our plan. Our plan is to steal chihuahuas from this bank. So we'll be doing that
I
tomorrow.
hope we get the chihuahua.
So subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss it. And we'll throw down a like if you enjoy this game. And leave us a comment. Let us know how your heists have gone. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.
See you guys.